the doctors come in and they're just honest with me. They're like, like the two statistics we go off of when a child comes in off life flight, looking at Easton's conditions, he's at a 0% chance to live.
Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Weapon X Holsters, quality handmade Kydex holsters made right here in southern Utah. You can stop by the store, 1397 West Sunset Boulevard, number 115 in St. George, Utah. Hey guys, welcome back to the Derick Legg podcast. We are back in the studio today. I am your host, Derick Legg. This is going to be a packed episode. The most we've ever done in here with guests is myself and then two guests. Today we've got 5 people in our studio, so everyone thinks our studio's massive. It's actually not super large, and we're finding that out today. But today with our guests, we've got a few members and a coach from the Snow Canyon Little League All-Stars team. If everyone wants to kind of just jump in, say hi, and just your first name would be fine, so we kind of know who we're talking to.
Hi, my name's Colton.
Hi, my name's Jake.
Hi, my name's Easton.
Coach Oliverson.
Yeah, so this is going to be fun. For myself, I played baseball all growing up. It's my favorite sport to play. And so it's kind of a selfish thing for me to have you guys in here because I thought it'd be cool to kind of celebrate you, really. I know you guys have been getting a lot of that. You're probably tired of it. You just want to go back to being 12-year-olds. But, at the rodeo when you guys came out, it kind of reminded me, oh, yeah, I need to get in contact with someone and get you guys on here. So thanks for etching out a little bit of time in your 12-year-old busy schedules and coach your schedule too. And kind of what I want to do is just walk through you guys' experience. There's not a lot of 11 and 12-year-olds that can say they've talked about or been through things you guys have. So it'd be kind of cool, I think, just to take the audience through the progression of winning a few games, getting into All-Stars, All-Stars to the Utah to the region, taking you guys all the way to Williamsport, Virginia, and just the experience you guys had. There's obviously, you guys know, there's not a lot of people that made it there, so it was a cool experience that you guys went to, and I really just want to talk about it, give you a little more. You've had more exposure than I'm sure our podcast can give you, but I think we have a big local following, so just people that knew the headlines but didn't know exactly what you guys went through and the different stages of it. So that's kind of my objective here, is just kind of expose some of that. Anyway, so let's kind of talk about you guys going through the Utah. Is that what it was called? The Utah bracket, the Utah
Region.
Okay.
Utah region, yep.
So you guys went through Utah region. How many games did you have to win?
4.
4.
So was it like a double elimination type thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Did you guys lose one?
Nope.
Nope.
You just won all the way through?
Yeah.
Dang. Mm-hmm. So you win all the way through that, and then where do you go after that?
San Bernardino.
Wait, are we talking
No.
about the state?
No,
Or
San
After
Bernardino.
After the state stuff. So you go to California after
we go
that?
to Pennsylvania after that.
No, San Bernardino, California.
Yeah,
So we went in Cedar City.
Oh, we're talking about Cedar?
We're talking about Cedar City. We went in Cedar, and where do we go after that?
San Bernardino.
San Bernardino, and then after that, Williamsport.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you go to San Bernardino. What was that like? It's a whole different realm of competition, right? Were they any better than what you guys were seeing here?
Oh,
Yes.
jeez. A lot better.
Were they?
Yes.
He says no. They
I
say
feel like
yeah.
the pitchers are a little bit slower, though.
Oh, were they?
No.
I think the competition was a lot better in San Bernardino.
Yeah.
But I feel like some of the pitchers were slower.
And then was it
No.
the same thing where you guys were?
Way harder.
Was it the same thing where you guys were kind of double elimination, just tournament bracket layout?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys went out on there too, or did you lose one?
We
You did
won.
One in there, too.
Dang, dude. See, I didn't know any of this. Like, I knew you guys when you ended up in the Little League World Series. I knew you got there, but I didn't know how you guys got through it.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like? Was there any games that were close? Was there anything that coach had to coach you up on? What was there a story or anything?
Very close games.
In San Bernardino, we versed Vegas. Pretty sure it was our second game,
No,
right?
first.
Second game we
It was
played
our
them.
second
Yeah. And Colton hit a walk-off.
double.
Yeah.
to win it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So were you down when?
bases-
And then
yeah.
you,
So
It was tied.
It was in
It
this
was-
inning. It was tied, and
So
so
it
we
was-
we were the home team. We just needed to score one run.
bases were loaded.
Bases loaded, 2 outs, and Colton just hits a line drive over left fielder's head, scores a run, and
I was on third base and I was like, that's it. That's it.
so you were the tying run.
I got hit in the head to get on base.
you took.
I've never been so happy to get beat in my life.
So they bean you. You get on base, and then does someone else hit and get you to third, or how did that happen?
So
Dash
got
hit it. No, we did some kind of like,
at one it was first and third, wasn't it?
yeah, and he stole.
no. It
Dash laid down a bunt to get me to second. That's what it was.
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
and
what it
then
was.
Cody got walked,
For it to be full bases.
and then it was a.
I think it might have been a pass ball that got me to third, or something.
No, yeah, it was a pass ball that got him to third.
I know
and
Dash
then
laid down a bunt.
Dash laid down a bunt to get him to second, and then it.
Yeah,
And-
Dash laid down a bunt to get me to second, and then it might have been a pass ball that got me to third.
Okay.
Because I remember Fallon was up when I got to third.
And then did you? So then did he get out, and then the big old C train over here got up, or how'd that
Yeah,
happen?
Fallon got
No.
it.
And Reg.
How about Cody? And then
Cody was on base, I think.
yeah, Cody was at
Cody
first base.
bunted. Yeah.
No, Cody got walked. Dash bunted.
Oh yeah.
So the base is loaded. You get up and hit a double,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you score, and then whoever's behind you score too.
Yeah.
And
But
so that
once I
ties
scored,
it and
the
puts
game
you
was
up by
over.
one. Oh,
Because we were
okay.
tied that inning, and so once I scored, the game
I got
was
you.
over.
I felt like Dash was walking.
How does a guy named Dash walk? Isn't he supposed to be fast? All right, Dash, don't at me, dude. We're just joking with you. All right, so you guys went. So you beat Vegas. And now where does that put you? Or do you have another game in the tournament after
That's
Vegas?
Then the championship.
Okay,
So
who'd you play
first
that?
game we played Wyoming.
Okay.
Started off slow, fell behind, came back, won that game. Was an intense game. And anytime you're winning in San Bernardino, I mean, that's a huge accomplishment in of itself. I mean, there was a coach there that had been there for 4 years and had never won a game in San Bernardino. Like
Wow.
it is not easy. The pressure's on. You're on ESPN. The field is immaculate. I mean, it's a Major League Baseball field. It's incredible. And the amount of preparation it takes to get these kids mentally, not just physically, but mentally prepared, it takes a lot. And so being able to get that first win, come from behind win, playing a tough Nevada team, win that with C-Train hitting a walk-off double. And then Nevada had to play Montana, Wyoming, and then Nevada beat Montana. So we had to play Nevada again.
Oh,
and
really?
that was going to be a tough game because they're out for blood. Like they just lost in a horrible way, right, on a walk-off on ESPN. And having to play them again, we're like, well, they're going to bring their best, so we better bring our best. And Reggie pitched a phenomenal game and hit his spots. And the kids had to do the little things to make it to where we got to where we were in the game. And we just shut them down, won the game, and onto the road of Williamsport that next morning.
Dang.
Didn't Brex come in and end it?
Yep.
Like, was it 5th and 6th inning?
I think no, he just came in that 6th inning and shut him out.
I remember before every game, Kyle would put on that
Like
The
making your
military?
bed.
the military video.
To make your bed.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
There's a military for a
Yeah, the
graduation,
graduation speech. Yeah.
Mhm. And so we would hit in the cages, and then we'd take the boys in to shower and relax because it was hot. It's August. It's really warm there in San Bernardino, and so we get the boys in the shower, get them cooled off. They're in their beds just relaxing. We've got a speaker and that speech going, and it's just bringing the nerves down, knowing that it's going to be an intense game. And we're trying to teach life lessons at the same time, the importance of doing the small things, right? That's how you're successful in baseball, is by doing the little things. And essentially that's what that speech is talking about, making your bed. You start off your day right, you make your bed. And these group of boys are just a special group. And no matter what Coach Ants and Coach Hafen and I asked them to do, it was always 110%. I'm wearing our necklace that we always went by. It's CN, which means 100 in Spanish, and we referred that to 100%. In baseball, it's an hour and a half to 2 hours 2 hour game, but really it's a 16-minute straight being focused, right? If you're counting the pitches and you're at bats, it's a total of 16 minutes of concentrating, and we demanded that from these kids, and they accepted it, and because of that, and they were coachable and they worked hard. We were the first team from Utah to play in a semifinal game, championship game, and make it to Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So what did you guys even realize like what you were doing? Like, did you realize you were on ESPN? Did that get to you? Did you not think about it? Did coach kind of get you guys past that, or was it just ignorance is bliss type of thing? Did it bother you knowing that you were going to be on ESPN?
Not really.
No? Didn't even think about it?
Not playing the game, but like before the game, I'd be like, I'm on TV.
You're not just on TV, you're on ESPN.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on TV. I've never been on ESPN. Well, what else? Was there anything you guys pulled out of that, or we can move on to the next thing? Any experience?
Do you feel like it motivated you guys knowing that you're going to be on TV?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so cool.
It is cool.
Same.
Take every time.
Okay, so after that, you guys go out to Virginia.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
I'm sorry,
No, you're good.
Pennsylvania.
You're good.
You guys go out to Pennsylvania. Did it start setting in? I mean, did you guys realize like how big of a deal it was for you to get to where you're at?
Yeah.
And the field is even more crazy
Oh.
there, too.
Oh, really?
The field is crazy. That's the first thing I wanted to see when I got there.
I never got to play on the field, but they had an arcade. And I spent like 95% of my time in there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they had an arcade and all the games were free. It was the best.
You didn't get to play, but you got to
Practice.
see the field and
Practice
all
on
that. Yeah. No, you didn't get to practice
Yeah,
on it either.
on our first practice,
I
we had it
never
on
got
the
to
You never got
He
to
never
practice.
got practice.
So what was crazy about it? Tell me about it. I mean, I've never seen it.
What?
If you were going to tell me about the field, what was so crazy about
Like,
it?
do you know how MLB fields have like the different layers of like color on
Yeah.
their field? It was like that.
Like
It
it's
had
That was
different
mowed.
lines.
Yeah. that was it. Huh? That's all it
The
takes.
bleachers, the
10,000 seats.
hill, the like
Where everyone
Just
hangs
everything.
out,
Yeah.
rolls down the hill,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything
There was a
about it
huge
was crazy.
jumbotron thing.
scoreboard.
Yeah.
You guys saw yourself on it and everything when you were going up to bat and whatnot. How'd you guys handle that? I mean, it sounds like you guys were just there to play baseball.
Was
You
it
weren't
our
even
first
worried
game
about
where
it.
There was like a ton of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yeah, there was a lot of people at our first game.
For the other team.
For both.
Just
Well,
fans.
mostly for
Just
Easton.
fans from all around the world that come and experience the Little League World Series. They come from everywhere. It's incredible.
Plus a ton of people on the hill.
Yeah. Dude, did you guys meet anyone out there? Did you meet any like MLB players, any coaches, anything?
No, because
You
we
can
had
tell
that.
with the rain delay.
We had like how long was the rain delay? Like 3.5 hours. And so they were all out there when we got there. So
Who?
like
Who was
like
out
all
there?
the Boston Red Sox and the
Baltimore Orioles.
Baltimore Orioles.
So did you go out and meet them? Did you just see them?
We
How'd
didn't have
that
any
work?
time.
No?
We had to stay like in the stadium.
Got you.
Yeah, it was raining so hard in the rain delay that during the game we could see them in the stadium seats, like mingling with fans and with the players and all that. And so when that rain delay came and we had to stay underneath the stadium seats,
It was so long.
it was
they had
about
to
3.5 hours. And by the time the rain delay was over, those teams had left to get prepared for their game. And so even after our game, we got to finish it. We had to hurry back to our room and get ready and get on the bus to get to the stadium so that we could be a part of watching the Red Sox and the Orioles play.
So you guys went to that game.
Mm-hmm. But we didn't actually get to meet the players, which was pretty discouraging for the boys and for Fallon. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we're there playing in the Little League World Series.
People want to be you guys.
Yeah.
So long they had to order us pizza.
Yeah.
It was actually a fun rain delay because Josh and Pete, was that their name?
Yeah.
They were fun. I liked them.
And we played Mr. Wadafuko.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who's Josh and Pete? Who's that?
It was our,
It was our team managers.
yeah.
Hosts.
okay.
Team hosts.
Team host.
Yeah.
So they were with like the Little League World Series.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget about Joe
And Father Rick.
and Father Rick.
Father Rick.
He was
Yeah,
like
the one
of-
who would always go, let's go Utah. He would like, he would,
I don't know who Father
So
Rick
he was
is.
like-
what? In Williamsport? Like the,
No, he was in San
San
Bernardino.
Bernardino. and we all thought he was the mascot in Williamsport.
It's funny
you saw
because
a
in San
picture of him, you
Bernardino,
would know
the
who he
rules
is.
are so strict. Like, coaches have to know where the kids are. If the kids leave the dorm, they have to go in a pair. They can't run. They have to walk. Like, they have to wear their name tag. Like, you go in the cafeteria, you have to take your hat off. Like, there's a ton of strict rules in San Bernardino. And so, for me not to know who Uncle Rick is kind of alarming because I was like
Father.
glued. Father Rick. I was glued to these kids. So,
Slightly alarming.
yeah. So Father Rick is pretty slick because I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, maybe we need to track down Father Rick.
And like he would pin trade with us. Yeah, he had good pins. Pin trading.
What is
was
that? What's
fun.
pin trading? What's that?
I have
Easton
no
has the
idea.
most.
I have no idea.
Oh, Easton,
I don't know what the purpose of it is.
But what? So
You
what is
just-
it though?
You
So-
just collect pins, so
it's like baseball cards. But
Okay.
then
But you
Yeah.
trade them.
They're sweet.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
fun.
what's the pin of? Like, what is it?
So it
Anything.
could be anything, and you can have like a pin book, and you can just put them in there, and it's just like a collection that you can have around.
And you guys still have them?
Mhm.
That's cool.
I've had mine for like 2.5 years.
Oh, so you had them before this?
He
Yeah.
had cool pins.
He has cool pins.
Easton does too.
I haven't seen your pins.
I probably have like as much as him.
I'll show
Dang.
you a picture after.
Okay, so we're in Williamsport. And it's, I mean, it was right when you guys got there, right?
We got there on a Saturday morning, August
Private jet.
13th. We got there August 13th. We flew in on a private jet with Hawaii and Washington. Dude, it was sweet. Like, we legit got put on these sweet buses at 5 o'clock in the morning in San Bernardino, had a 10-minute drive to a private airport, private plane, straight flight to Williamsport to pretty much a private airport, 10-minute drive to the Grove where we stay. Like,
Really?
it was sweet.
Like the Little League World Series is all them. Like they own the jet, they do all of that.
No, they don't own the jet, but
Well, they line it all up. I
they
guess is
lined
what
it
I
all
mean.
up. Yep.
So what? You guys have been on a private jet? That's cool. I've never been on a
Is
private
it
jet.
a jet or a
Private
plane?
jet was
Yeah.
insane.
It was a
just
plane, but I
what
mean,
was that like though?
It was crazy because we just do whatever we want on it.
The flight attendants were so nice.
They just gave you drinks whenever you wanted one, or what?
And they just let us like run around on it.
So like instead of just sitting down with your seatbelts latched, you guys got to get up and play around while you're flying.
yeah, they were playing some home run clash, I think it is, right?
Oh yeah, with
We had-
Washington.
We had some games that we played up there, like popular Stumble Guys, Home Run Clash.
How were you guys playing those? We
was
were
just
in the air.
Plane has Wi-Fi.
Plane has Wi-Fi. That's why I want a private plane to get Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Okay, what's next? So then you get there, and then you're in another bus, like a team bus, and then that takes you to the Grove.
Yep.
That's what they call it.
So the Grove is pretty much the property right to the side of where the International United States Field is. And there's a
Okay.
gate in the middle that divides that. So it's just the teams and their coaches that are allowed in what's called the Grove where we stay. that has like the cafeteria,
Arcade.
the arcade room, and
We all grinded ping pong.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's just like a playground. I mean, you
it's
guys do it.
it's pretty
With
incredible.
a wall filled.
There was a huge pool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A huge pool, yeah.
Yeah, there was a huge pool.
What about you, Jake? What's your favorite thing in the Grove?
Probably playing ping pong.
Ping pong's a hit with
Some
you guys,
kids
huh?
were so good at ping pong. There's this kid from Italy, I think.
No, Australia.
He was crazy. He was so good.
He just beat all you guys, huh?
I beat the Texas coach.
You're cracked, Glenn. You're good at ping pong.
Learning all the terminology tonight. What about you, Easton? Just arcades or the pool?
I like the motorcycle game in the arcade.
Nice.
Easton got like all the records on that game. I
Bro,
swear.
that's
Dude,
bad.
I had like top 10. It'd be like Easton.
Just owned the whole thing. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, they just put them in like the day before we got there.
Oh, really?
Oh,
So
I didn't know
brand
that.
new.
Yeah, I think they were
So how many days did you guys get to kind of hang out there before your first game?
a lot.
I mean, you were there like a week,
week
right?
and
Almost a week. No, it was about a week. It was 6 full days.
Wow.
Yeah.
We
Um,
had practices like every day or every other day.
Every other.
We had practices quite a bit.
so how many fields are there?
Practice
Two.
fields or
Yeah.
like game fields?
Like practice fields.
6.
There's a lot.
So I mean, they got to rotate a lot of teams through there.
Yeah, they're on a schedule.
And
I
you
bet.
can only have an hour and 45 minutes to an hour in the cages and an hour and a half on the field.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so you guys get done doing, kind of learning about the Grove, arcades, pool, ping pong, and then you go. I mean, you really go to bed that night, and the next day.
We had our first practice on like the real field that we play on.
But you guys kind of had something happen that night.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the night before we had our first
Practice.
practice
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the field.
No, it was the night. I think it was like 3 nights in because we had our pictures.
No, we got there. So we got there on Saturday afternoon, toured the fields, toured the facility, and then
We had a free day.
had a free day, kind of hung out, slept. And then the next day, woke up, relaxed, hung out. And then we had our ESPN day where they did a photo shoot with the team in front of the field. And then we went into a building and the boys got interviewed. They did more pictures, more videos of the kids doing things.
My dance was so bad.
I remember that. That was fun.
Yeah.
Like
Easton was playing an air guitar.
Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts.
Oh,
So
your favorite
yours is Freddie Freeman. Jake, who was yours?
Mine?
Yeah,
Favorite
who's your
player.
favorite player?
Cody Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger.
No, I liked him. He's kind of sucking though.
Oh, Easton has the face now.
He's like, how could you?
Cody Bellinger and Trey Turner. I like Trey.
Yeah. He's a 99 speed in
He's
the show.
fast.
You would say that.
He's quick.
The only reason why I know that is because when I play my kids in the show, they're always the Dodgers. So I know when he gets up, it's going to be hard to get him out because he runs so fast.
Yeah. Intentional walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
just still.
He can just steal first at home.
That's a good point. Got to strike him out.
Yeah. So, we had our ESPN interviews and we get ready for bed and curfew, I think, is 10 o'clock. You got to be in the building, and then 10:30, lights out. Kids are asleep. About 1:15 in the morning, I get Coach Entz coming in our room frantically saying, "Jace, get up. Easton fell out of the bed, and he's thrown up." And I'm like, what the heck? I didn't know what in the world was going on. And so I get up, and Easton's standing in the hallway, and I'm like, "Bud, are you all right?" And he's like, "I'm going to throw up." So we're in a brand new building. So I'm like, well, let's go outside, get some fresh air. There's a big garbage can. You can throw up in there. He throws up in the garbage can. I sit him down in the chair, and instantly when I sit him down, he closes his eyes. And I'm like, "East, open your eyes. East, sit up straight." And it was like immediately he couldn't follow any simple commands. And, I don't know how many of your viewers and listeners are religious people, but the Spirit was telling me, something is not right. Like there is something seriously wrong with Easton. And Mark had opened the door and was like, is he all right? And I'm like, no. I'm like, you need to run down to the medic building and get an ambulance. Something's wrong. I don't know what, but ambulance comes. They see the signs that I didn't understand at the time and immediately get him into the ambulance, straight to the hospital. I'm not even there for 5 minutes in the waiting room, and the ER doctor comes in and tells me that they've got Life Flight on their way to take him to a Trauma 1 pediatric center that's about a 15-minute flight. And they told me if I want to get there before Easton, that I need to get on an EMT truck and leave right then so that I could get there before Easton arrived on the helicopter. And as I'm there giving the lady information about him and all that, I can see the double doors opening behind her, and I could just see a team of like 15 to 20 doctors there. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is for my kid. This isn't good. Like I just knew something serious was wrong. And it was just confirming to me. The Spirit was like, I didn't know what was wrong, but I knew from what I was being told, like it's really serious. So Easton gets there. I can hear the helicopter landing, and it's within like 5 minutes. They bring me back there. They've already done x-rays. They're showing me on the computer screen, his skull. He's had a TBI, traumatic brain injury. He broke a blood vessel, and he was bleeding in his brain, and they were showing me all the pressure that was in there. And as they're explaining it to me, a doctor taps on my shoulder, who's now Dr. Maffei, who we're really close to now, said, Mr. Oliverson, you need to come give your son a kiss goodbye. He's in serious critical condition. And what should have been a 2-hour procedure ended up being a little over 3 hours. And they get him in the PICU, and I get to see him for the first time. And it was pretty traumatic. It was hard. Like here we were just 10 hours before experiencing ESPN interviews, photo shoots. And now I'm watching my kid lay there fighting for his life, and the doctors come in and they're just honest with me. They're like, like the two statistics we go off of when a child comes in off Life Flight, looking at Easton's conditions, he's at a 0% chance to live in both of these stats. And it wasn't easy. That was a tough pill to swallow, but I just knew through prayer and through experiences that I had while Easton was in surgery that he was going to be okay. And they're experiences that I can't deny. They're very sacred and spiritual experiences that I'm very grateful for. But it's because of our Heavenly Father and our Savior that Easton's here with us. And when you have a neurologist or neurosurgeon use the words divine intervention, it just confirms the thoughts and feelings that I had while he was in surgery, that he was going to be okay with these two higher beings letting me know that he was going to be okay. And here he was 4 days later, able to walk and talk and feed himself. And
I think I went and saw him that day.
What's that?
I think me and Brogan went and saw him that day.
No, that was about a week and a half later when you and Brogan saw him. But at once we'd been there, so it'd been about a week. So, but it's a sad thing because you didn't get to experience a once in a lifetime opportunity. I mean, you got 86 countries and 64 or 6,500 all-star teams throughout the world, narrowed down to 20. That's a 0.003% chance to make it. And so having Easton bust his butt, just like all these other kids, to get to this point and have it taken away from him was a really tough pill to swallow. But at the end of the day, baseball aside, I'm just grateful that he's here with us, and he's progressing, and we're just doing everything we can as we've received messages from all around the world and from the United States and from our state here in Utah and our community. It's just been nothing but incredible.
Yeah. The
amount of love and support that our family and Easton in particular has received since this tragedy happened.
Yeah, because I was following everything when you guys were making through the ranks, ESPN, all of that, right? I was following the story. Social media made it really easy to do that. And then when you guys go World Series, I think it was that next morning, I had a buddy send one of the, like, it wasn't, I wouldn't even call it a news article because there wasn't any information, just kind of what had happened, but they know nothing, right? And he sent that to me, and I was like, what? I'm like, so what happened? And he's like, I don't know. No one's saying anything. And then Tony, Dixie Direct Tony, he posted a one that had a little more information. Then it was like, as the day went on, I started reading these things that kind of gave you more and more information on it, right? And that's kind of what I kept thinking was, man, you go through everything you go through, lifetime, you know, once in a lifetime opportunity, all the work you put in, everything you guys are doing. Like aside from what happened to Easton, the rest of the team still has to go out and play. They still have to focus. I mean, I'm 30. What am I, 34, 33? I don't even know how old I am. Something like that. I would think like as a 12-year-old that would be hard to get back on base and get back focused. So maybe we kind of turn to that.
Yeah.
So with you guys back at the field, so it was just you. Was your wife there, or how did that happen? That was the other thing I was going to ask.
Yeah, so this happened the morning of August 15th, and Nancy and Brogan were getting ready to fly out that Thursday because we played Friday. So once I called Nancy when we first got in the EMT truck and he was leaving the Grove in the ambulance, I had to call her, and that's a phone call I hope to forget someday, but it was immediately she was planning on trying to get here as soon as possible.
Sure.
Her and my two brothers that live in Phoenix, Jeff and Derick, were immediately flying out to Pennsylvania as well with us.
So you kind of going through this alone?
I was all by myself.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. So I have a 2-year-old, so I'm not. So I have a little bit of different. I can't really draw parallel lines with you, but I can only imagine. Anyway, so you guys. I mean, so what was going through your guys' head? Did you guys wake up when this happened? Were you aware of what happened?
So I think not a lot of us woke up. I think it was Brogan who got him and knocked on Mark's door.
And Brogan's your little brother?
Broken Coop.
Brogan Coop.
Different one.
It started with Coop. I mean, Coop's the reason why Easton's still here. He's the one that had the wherewithal to go get a coach, and that's how it all started.
How the whole thing. So his action. Go ahead.
And when I woke up, everyone was just talking about it. Because I think I was like the last one to wake up every day. So
Nah, it was Dash.
me and Dash.
So you wake up, everyone's talking about
everyone's talking about it. And then I think it's a couple minutes after Kyle walks in, talks about it, and I think shows us a picture, I think. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Showed us a picture, and I was like,
A picture of what?
Easton.
With all the the cords
Medical.
Oh, he showed you that
Everything
picture.
Yeah, he told us because he probably knew we were going to find out either way. So I was like,
and they showed us
that
all
did
the
not
blood
all
stains.
just happen last night. I felt so bad. I was like scared because they looked so serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did Coach do to kind of gather you guys back up to get you back focused? Is there anything you remember from that?
I think he told us he was going to be okay. Like, he was going to be fine.
We just gotta keep praying for him and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helped us.
Well, and then like what you were saying, what Coach was saying was you guys still had 5 days before you played the game. So you had 5. So you guys are in the Grove in this like heaven for 12-year-olds, right? With pools and arcades. And I mean, were you able to kind of detach from what was going on and still try to enjoy yourselves and play baseball, or how'd that work?
That day was just super sad.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then what was the first game like when you guys got to the first game? Coach got you focused. You guys were, and then didn't your little brother come up and play? Is there a story behind that, or how did that happen?
Yeah, so here we were 2 days later, and we've been playing with 13 the whole time. Now we're down to 12, and it does play an effect to strategically with games, and I get a phone call from Mark and Kyle. They're like, "Hey,"
The other coaches.
yeah.
And
they're like, just like when we met as coaches before we announced the team, Brogan's the next man up if something was to happen, and we want him to come. And so having to deal with those emotions of being in the hospital, watching your kid fight for his life, and then you're told by my two best buddies. I love them so much, and they're like, we want Brogan to come. Like the amount of different emotions I'm experiencing is it's crazy. Like you can't make it up, right? And so Brogan caught a flight with Rhea, who's Kyle's wife, and came straight to Pennsylvania. And here I have another kid with the team.
Yeah.
And the amount of love and outpour of respect that the whole world showed to Brogan because of Easton and to our family and to the team, it helped a lot.
So you played left field?
Yeah.
So they just
Yeah.
plug your brother right into that? Or what did he play?
I'm pretty sure Chaz played left.
Preston and Chaz.
I played center and left. I played center when Reggie was pitching. And
You pretty fast?
Faster than me.
I would,
Jake's good, yeah.
I would say, yeah, I'm pretty fast.
We were playing center, I'd imagine you are.
Yeah, I'm pretty fast.
You don't have to be humble here. So what was the first game like? Who'd you guys play?
Tennessee.
Are they pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That number 2 hitter, he was good.
The lefty.
He
Yeah,
would
he's-
go oppo.
What does
Yeah.
that mean? Tell everyone.
means-
I know what it means. Tell everyone else what it means.
Oppo means like you're hitting it opposite field.
So
Like
left.
say you're a righty, you would hit it right field, instead of pulling it to your side.
So essentially, you're just a solid hitter because you know how to hit an outside pitch and what to do with your front foot and with your hands, and to be able to know what to do with that at such a young age is it's impressive.
Because usually when someone that's right-handed gets up, the outfield kind of shifts a little bit, and when someone that's left-handed gets up, they shift the
Yeah.
other way, right? And so being able to control that ball the other way is impressive. That's what oppo means. I didn't realize this. My in-laws, my family I married into, my wife's family, they don't play sports. None of them play sports. And so I've realized that we all have like a different language that other people don't understand. And so when I'm talking about especially sports around them, I have to realize different terminology we all understand, but other people don't. You kind of have to explain it. So how many games did you guys play in the World Series?
2.
There 2 games. And then what? What happened? So you guys lost both games,
Yeah.
right? And then what happens after that?
We had 2 days to
2
pack
days.
up
And then
and
we
stuff.
had to get up. Was it early or at night?
It was early.
It was early. It was like
Two.
3 in the morning.
3,
2 or 3 in the
Three.
morning.
And then we had to drive 4 hours to Philly.
What happened to the private jet?
Right? Yeah. You're losers.
Private jets are for winners. So you guys drive to Philly, get on a plane, and go like Salt Lake and then St. George.
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
And then St. George.
Yeah.
And then what was it like when you came home? Did you guys, did they
the
do
airport was insane.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. I think there's a couple of guys with cameras.
News.
I think when we got home, there was like 3 missionaries that got home with us. So there was like more people for them too.
Yeah. So it just
Yeah.
seemed like 300 people for you guys.
Yeah. They weren't there to see their loved one.
Yeah,
They
they were
were
there
for
home.
They were
guys.
here for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. He says yeah.
And in Phoenix, we met the USA baseball
Oh,
team,
yeah.
the 15U.
Yeah,
Oh,
in
that's
Phoenix. Yeah. Yeah.
Did they know who you guys were?
Probably.
Probably. We were on ESPN, duh. So when you guys came home, you kind of realized the whole community was following you guys and knowing what was going on and where you guys were at.
When people asked us, our coaches didn't really want us to say anything. Just say he's doing good and stuff.
With Easton?
Yeah. Like even to the players in Pennsylvania and coaches, they didn't want us really say anything.
I mean, did you guys really know?
If we
Yeah.
I don't think you guys knew the seriousness of it. I think
I probably knew most of it.
Yeah, Colton's pretty close with our family, and so Colton would call me or FaceTime me, and I'd be honest with Colton and tell him what was going on. But the other coaches, I think, were just sheltering the boys a little bit and just trying to help them focus more and not worry so much about Easton, but to focus on such an amazing opportunity that they have, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And that's what I asked them to do. I'm like, listen, this can't take away from the team. The team got here because of their hard work and their willingness to compete and fight. And I didn't want Easton's tragedy to prevent any success or mental focus, to take those things away from them.
Yeah.
And so, that's just, I encouraged Mark and Kyle, and that's exactly what they did, is just we're positive and upbeat with the boys. They knew internally that it was serious, and it was kind of like an hour-by-hour basis. But, they're such amazing coaches, but they did such an amazing job of keeping these boys in Fallon focused in such an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good life lesson, too, where there's always something going on. And you guys, it's going to be hard for you guys to understand what I'm going to say right here, but there's always something in the background going on that could be positive or negative, but sometimes you just have to disassociate from that. You have to remove
block it out
from that. You have to block it out to be able to focus on what's in front of you and the opportunities you have right now. So, like, later in life, I think you guys will look back on that and realize that it was a life lesson you were being taught, where in the moment you thought you were just playing baseball, right? So I think it'll be a cool thing for you guys to look back on for sure. I kind of wrap it up. What do you think?
Yeah,
You guys come home from that. I mean, is there anything else? I mean, we're about 40 minutes right now.
After we got home, we had a parade that evening on fire trucks. And there was a lot. We all met at on the fire trucks at the Little League fields, our Little League fields. And
we met at the middle school.
We met at the middle school to get on, and we drove around stuff, throwing out bracelets. And then we got to the Little League fields, and there was a lot of people there.
Slowest thing ever.
The slowest thing ever. But that's cool that all those guys were following you guys, though, and were supporting you. When you were going through the tournaments, did you realize there was that many people paying attention? I mean,
It got real in San Bernardino.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, by Donovan Mitchell and
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
and everything.
Was there any other celebrities or sports?
Mm-hmm.
Was there Donovan? I know there was Donovan. Was there anything else?
Mookie.
For me,
Dodgers, Red Sox,
Yeah, Easton.
Easton
Blue
probably got a ton.
Jays.
Well, yeah, Easton got a ton.
Yeah.
Our state recognized our success. I mean, we had the governor, Donovan Mitchell, BYU, Tom Hommel from BYU. Like, San Bernardino was such an incredible experience, and for it to have kept going to get to Williamsport, it just continued to grow. And then when this happened with Easton, it really got big, and it's honestly, like, through the power of prayer that he's still here with us, and the world rallying around him, and our team rallying around him to just motivate him. And it's an incredible story. But push comes to shove, it's these kids, the boys in Fallon, and in Easton is included in that. I mean, he played a huge role with us in San Bernardino. He pitched the championship game here in Utah for us to win to get to San Bernardino. So every one of these kids played an integral part, right, for us to get where we were. And it was definitely a team effort and not an individual effort. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a story that's going to be remembered forever, not from what happened with Easton, but the story will be remembered forever for the team's success and what they accomplished.
Yeah, first team from Utah ever, right, to go that far. So, Colton, who was the favorite player or favorite person, celebrity or whatnot, to kind of reach out to you guys? Like Donovan, or was it someone locally, or maybe there was a girl? Come on, C-Train.
Have them go.
Okay. What do you think, Jake?
The question that you asked him.
Same question, yeah. Easton, be ready. It's coming to you next.
Ask Easton.
What about you? All right, Easton, what do you got? I mean, there's probably a ton of them.
probably the Mookie Betts one, since he's my favorite baseball player.
Yeah, so what did he write you a message? Did he FaceTime you? What did he do?
No, he just sent me a video. But Matt Carpenter, he sent me a video and a letter. So
And Mike Trout.
Mike Trout, too?
Mike Trout sent a video.
I know, but he didn't send a letter.
No,
Yeah,
I
he's
sent
talking
the
about both video or letter.
Yeah.
Me personally, I think the coolest thing was the Rays, Tampa Bay Rays head coach. I don't know if you've seen that, but he sent about a minute video to Easton and just talking about, we do compete as a team, but when something happens to the baseball community, we really rally around each other and support each other. And essentially just saying all of MLB and whoever competes in sports is rallying around him and his prayer army just to help him. So that was pretty remarkable. You'll have to check that out on his on his Instagram and Facebook. It's on there. It's pretty remarkable.
The coaches?
It's the head coach for the Rays.
Okay.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, we'll look it up. All right, you guys got anyone?
How about Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah,
That was pretty
Donovan
sweet.
Mitchell,
Donovan
because that's the
Mitchell's cool.
only person that I know that contacted us.
Yeah. How about you, Jake? Same or someone else? You don't like Donovan?
I don't know. Probably.
Probably
I don't
his
know.
girlfriend.
Dude, it's a girl. Huh? I knew it. I knew when you
If I
guys
had
could be a
one.
girl.
That's so Cap. I always see you walking around as when I school.
Yeah, that's so Cap, bro.
Wait, didn't Chaz from BYU?
Chaz
visit
Ayu.
him?
Yeah, Chaz Ayu came from BYU football. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. How about BYU football? They did a shout out to us.
And
That's
the
cool.
Jazz, like the whole Jazz team did too.
Mm-hmm.
What about Colton? What position did you play?
First and catcher.
First and catcher. What about you, Jake? Center and
Center and left, right. I played
So
the
all outfield?
Yeah.
then Easton, you were pitching and what else? Is there
I played pitching and left for All-Stars.
nice? How about you, Coach?
I'm just so proud of these kids. Having a girl on the team, Fallon, she's a class act, and she was a good example to these boys to work hard and do things the right way. And she had a lot of attention on her, and she handled herself with class. And the boys and Fallon deserved every bit of recognition that they got, because this is so amazing what they accomplished.
Yeah.
And me as a dad and as a coach, I'm so proud of these kids. They've worked so hard. I mean, they do travel ball year round. They work on their craft of what position they play on to get better at that position. They work on just the little things, right? It's just like life, like it's the little things that matter. And they're just a remarkable group that will get recognized for the rest of their life because of this success. And I'm just, Coach Ench and Coach Hafen and I are just so proud of them. And, we're grateful for you and asking us to be a part of the podcast, and grateful for all your listeners and viewers, and praying for the team and praying for Easton and his recovery. And there's just a lot of gratitude that we feel. So.
Sure.
Hey, I do have a question for him.
Sure.
How was it waking up and realizing that you would not be able to compete in Williamsport? Like, what were your true emotions?
I was sad, mad, and I felt like HE double hockey sticks.
Yeah. Okay.
I can imagine that.
No, it's what I wanted to hear. Because that's what you felt like, and that's what you would say. So that was the only crappy part. Right?
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. So that's it. That's episode 68. Derick Lake Podcast. We're in the vault. Snow Canyon Little League All-Stars representing Utah in the Little League World Series. I guess they represented the Mountain Conference. I'm
Mountain
never
region.
going to get that right. Mountain region.
Utah, Mountain region, and then Williamsport.
Yeah. So appreciate you guys coming. I hope you had fun. I hope it was a little bit of an experience, even though you've been on ESPN. So we're a little bit smaller time than that. But anyway, thanks guys for coming. And for the listeners, if you like this episode or you learned anything about it, like, share, comment on it, and we'll try to jump in and answer the comments the best we can. And we'll see you guys next week.